October 6th, 2019, Pleasanton, Texas. We got the moon at a 60% illumination, so this will be the last night that we get the day of the month at 0, and you get the same percentage of illumination on the moon. So the 20th was 20%, 30th 30%, 40th 40% last night. On the 5th was 50%. And then tonight, the 6th, is 60%. Tomorrow, it will go to 69%, then 77, 86%, 92 on the 10th, 96 on the 11th, 99 on the 12th, and then we'll have a full moon on October 13th. So exactly 1 month later, well, at least from the 13th to 13th. I decided to start on the moon with a close-up. There's a cool area, so let's just kind of focus on that for a second, and then I'll zoom out. We'll start from the south, see what we can see. Looking up with the naked eye at the moon where I'm at right now, it looks hazy. It's actually casting like a halo around the moon, which is super cool. I'll try to get a picture of that with my camera. Obviously the telescope's not going to pick that up, because I don't have enough wide enough angle lens or eyepiece. Super strange, but it's actually, I thought it was going to look kind of a little bit hazy or something tonight through the telescope, and it looks pretty clear. So let's go ahead and we'll move over and give you some stuff that we're going to go back to and take a look at. There goes that color change. Alright, well, let's go over here to the terminator line. Like I've been saying recently, it's like the veil lifts just a little more each night with what you can see. The things that we saw last night are going to expose themselves, be able to see, what it looks like now. I can already see some cool stuff, so we'll zoom in with the eyepiece on where I'm wanting to start on, what area I'm looking at right now. We'll leave a little bit of zoom left and kind of center that. I just don't like that gray color. But there's some cool stuff going on in that area. Right in the center, kind of looks like 3 black dots, holes, shadows, whatever it is. Oh wow. Atmospherics, obviously they're going to be there, but pretty clear, especially for max zoom, right? Yeah, I'm at max zoom, obviously, and that's why it's shaking so easily. Yeah, we got some cool stuff going on. Never a dull moment. check this out. You can see something. So you got that U shape, okay? Neighbor's AC. You got that U shape right there, okay? Well, kind of on the left side there, you have really strange looking object. Seems to stick up. Could be wrong, but just kind of look the left side of that U shape. So I don't know. I don't have any more zoom, or I'd zoom in on it more. But basically centered right there. Now, let's zoom out. We'll move up. Wow, I'm real excited to get to this real large crater up here that you can, it's got shadow everywhere except for right in the middle where there's a structure or three structures, natural or not. We'll get to that here in a minute, but I sure wish our color would come back. I love that golden kind of more brown color, but my phone, it seems to switch up on me from time to time, depending on how the light catches, I guess. This is an interesting spot. It's just north of where we were. Just looks crazy. Let's go full zoom. Well, guys, I do apologize for the shakiness. Now here's that crater. How wild is that? That's at max zoom. You can see there's some objects in there. Definitely. Super cool. All along that ridge, right on the Terminator line there, it goes, kind of runs up at an angle, turns left, and kind of just basically goes around the north and the east side of the crater we're looking at. A lot of strange stuff over there. I mean, lots of strange stuff. And, you know, that's just from looking at it. It's super cool. Let's back out just a touch and see if we actually get a little bit better of a view. No, but actually it's a little bit clearer up close right now. So we'll stay here. We'll just follow the Terminator line, stop every so often. Float real gently up, going north, and see what we can see. Now this is interesting right here. I'm going to stop it, hopefully. This is definitely kind of cool. Let me see how much more zoom we got. You just kind of see this ridge or whatever it is running north to south, and on the left and right, you've got some stuff that sticks out in the darkness. Okay, we basically were at max zoom. I might as well just go ahead and leave it there for the time being. So you can kind of see on the left of this ridge, you can kind of see something, looks like it's going up. But it's the only thing sticking out in the shadow along that whole thing. I mean, so it's got to be something. And on the right side there's like an L shape, but there seems to be, right where the 90-degree angle meets, there's like a round light. Let me actually center. Right there in the center is all of what I'm talking about, so you can just kind of look in there. Okay, we'll move on. There's an interesting area. Back out just very, very little bit. And let me try to catch this shape. Right in the dead center right there, there's some weird looking shit going on. Don't even know if I can try to explain it. It looks mostly circular. It looks like on the north side of this circular type of area, there's like an entrance or something. Because there's like you can see a separation. I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Crazy, man. Now look at this, okay? Look at this object right here, dead center, basically. Right in the middle of that crater, right? And it looks like it's casting just the longest shadow you've ever seen. Not only does it cast a shadow in the same direction as everything else, is to the north, kind of northeast. I'm sorry, the east, kind of northeast. But this one actually goes from the north of that area, and look, it goes all the way, basically, to the Terminator line. Now, what causes that? That is super cool, man. I don't even know how to explain that. But you can just check out this area, and you can see what I'm talking about, that shadow. Almost like a sundial. Yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway, you can see what I'm talking about there. Super cool. If you move in, coming into dead center, if that to me looks like structures. It's got shape. It looks like it's got some. Let me get it to stop. Some 90-degree angles, lit in different areas, unlit. I don't know. Looks cool. Now, just tell me, right in the center, you've got this, what we would probably call, just from looking at it, looks like a crater, right? Kind of looks like a crater. The reason I say it kind of is because got some wind coming in. Sorry about that, guys. Gonna have some wind. I might have to zoom out for a moment and see how bad it gets. But basically, to the south of that, you have a long thing that's connected to it. You have a couple arms coming off the left and the right. Just look to the south of that quote-unquote crater. It's like it's got a break in it, right? It's real lit on the right side, like a backward C. Now on the left side, it's kind of a straight up and down line. And then where those should meet, it's basically broken. But to the south, you can see that there's that structure that's connected to it. So I don't believe that's a crater. I believe that that is definitely something different. We're going to zoom out. I do apologize for the shakiness, but I'm going to get a picture. I don't know. I don't know. So I guess let's move on. Super cool. Whatever it is, cool. I think we can agree on that. If you don't agree with me on the structures and buildings, that's fine. It took me a while of looking into other people's research. If you're skeptical, you can check out Bruce Sees All. If you just focus on his research and not his live feed or the comments and stuff like that, like just let your eyes see what they see. Pretty good evidence there. Alien Hunter does some extreme close-ups. I would definitely check that channel out as well. Whoa. So let's zoom out. Here's some mountains, and I'm gonna guess. Yeah, that's the Apennines. This is what I kind of considered maybe being some of what we saw last night on the 5th, when I said there was clusters of kind of more sharp, pointy, or pointed, objects or whatever. It looked kind of like maybe it was mountains, like clusters of mountains. But that, I don't know. I don't know now looking at it, that really is what we were looking at, but yeah, let's kind of check out the Apennines. Right there, dead center. That looks kind of strange. Just letting everyone check that out. Yeah, you know what? I think if you think reasonably and with some common sense, is based on how much more light there is on the moon tonight. I mean, even from 50% to 60, you can visibly see that with the naked eye, and you can look at it and go, oh, that's probably over 50%, So if the light was back closer towards the Apennines, we probably were seeing a lot of just the tips of the mountain, maybe lit up or just whatever, but super cool. Took a little detour from the Terminator line, but I think it's worth it. I'm intentionally letting it drift. I'm trying to help it kind of drift because we don't really have too much on the Terminator line in this area, as you can see. We are at max zoom though, so whatever we're going to see is going to be at its closest, when we come up to it. Here comes some stuff. Really cool. You can see just on the more of the left side of the screen, you have the object kind of looks like it's horizontal, casting a nice long shadow. And then you have the one northwest of it. There went something by there a second ago. There's another one northeast, super lit up. Looks like it's standing up vertical, and it's casting a much longer shadow. Those really stick out. Look how bright they are. I mean, I know, see, even if I move over and stuff, they still really stick out. So those are really something to see. And then dead center is that what I said, vertical or tall object. Okay, you can see it's casting that shadow. Let's move just northeast of that, okay? So we're just going to move northeast. Boom, for me, it's not much, of course, but for you, just to give you a reference. And just because, okay, we got wind. I'm going to try to drop the light. You can see dead center, there's the kind of object because it goes north to south, but it has like a turn in it. That's kind of what I was focused more on. But now it doesn't seem to look the same because, okay, that gives it a better shape, really. You can kind of see on the bottom of, now we're still looking at that object, the northeast of what's basically dead center right now. You can see on the very southern tip there, there's like something coming out. This real large crater, we're going to go right to the north of it, and just look to the north of that crater. You got that bright thing, it looks like it's sticking up. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh, cool, man. Let's zoom out to get a little perspective on this area. We were having trouble seeing really anything on the north side. Not too much at all. I'm gonna adjust the focus. I think that's pretty good. And so just check that out from a distance. We're gonna go in there. That looks like a bunch of stuff going on. Okay. Just look at all the stuff you can see from this distance. Oh shit, man. Looks like a city. We're gonna go and zoom in on it here in just 1 minute. Let's start with a little bit of zoom. I can already tell, and you can tell as well, as I'm gonna have to focus that. Wow. Just dead center is really where I was talking about. That is wild. Super cool. That's to me the coolest area tonight. And we weren't seeing nothing on the north side. It kind of was like, yeah, let's just kind of get through this so I can go back and look at other stuff. But let's see. We weren't too far from max zoom, but it still does a good bit of justice to what we're looking at. Let me try to stop it. I'm not going to try to explain everything I see, but take a look around, man. There's stuff carved out in there. There's plenty of right angles, L shapes, turns, things that are connected that look like structures. I just can't imagine that you're looking at this with me and not seeing it, because I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not trying to be like a weirdo for for likes or anything. I'm just trying to, like, I'm telling you, like, look at this stuff. It just looks like a compound or something. kind of look over here, coming into center, kind of this Y type of object, you know, fork in the road, so to speak. Dude, look at that. Really focusing, oh, sorry, I'm trying to see. Really focusing on this area. I mean, that is so cool to me, but can't look at it forever, can we? I mean, I could, but I don't want it to be too boring. I think that was cool, man. Really cool area. Well, let's zoom out. Let's zoom in on the eyepiece. And, yeah, just check that out from a distance. I mean, you can see, even at a distance, it doesn't look exactly the same. Look at that dead center. Oh, man. I'm going to turn the brightness down. Oh, that's a little too much. And I'm sorry, guys, I got to do it. I'm going to go back in because now that I'm zoomed out, looking at it a different way, there's one thing that's really sticking out to me. Yeah, not bringing it in any better. That's a wild looking area. Alright, well. Just slowly, there went a bird. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Coming back up on the Apennines, lower right of the screen. As far as I know, they're named after the Apennine Mountains in France. I believe it's in France. Feel free to look that up for yourself, but it is named after a mountain range here on Earth. So you can see as my phone catches light, or I don't know what does that. It's always done that since I've filmed with a smartphone camera, but changes the stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to end this video here in just about 45 seconds. You'll see a slight skip in the video, if you will, or something. And I'll be right back to finish off what we have. In fact, I'll stay in this area for right now. And I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and we'll continue down this way. What I'm going to do is on this, after we're done here on this part, finishing at a little bit of a wider angle view, I'm going to put on my polarizer, which is kind of like a manual focus, if you will, where you can turn it and it will let in more or less light. It's 1% to 40% light emission, so you can do that depending on stuff you're looking at. I want to do it for lunar. I know the most lunar filters are like 13% light emission, so I'm going to try to get somewhere closer to that, and we're going to see if I can't get a good view and come back and video with a filter polarizer, take away some of this brightness and see if it doesn't bring out some other features in the moon. Haven't really tried it yet on the camera, not gonna lie, so I'm gonna definitely go ahead and try that when we're done here. I do have my skyline on, the lunar rate, or I say that, I've been saying it every time, the tracking rate set to lunar, but I am very slowly, intentionally letting this drift, making it drift, so we can just kind of see the moon, let it transit the screen, so that is intentional. Got some wind coming in. Let's take a look at what I call the plateau. What's real cool about it is in the position it's in now, the brightly lit, we'll call it a crater, directly to the east is always seems to, the light bends around this object. I'm going to focus. No, it's not. That's not bad. The color went to gray, but that object there, so you see on the left, that light just follows the turn, or the curve on the back side, the left side. Super cool. On the right side, you can see shadows, so that thing must be super tall. That's why I call it a plateau. It seems to have height to it. Guys, looking like, whoa, I'm gonna have to speed this up, and here's why. I am actually technically, as far as I can tell, looking through trees. I don't know how it's not showing up on the screen yet, but the moon has moved quite a few degrees in the sky to where I'm gonna have to reposition my scope, which means I'm gonna have to redo a star line. So, gonna be a few minutes before I go and try this out. Of course, you won't see the time difference because I will put the clip right into the video. But that's alright. Let's try to finish out what we can. We've had some good stuff tonight for sure. And we're back to up here. Well, let's not focus on here. I stayed up here a long time, so you can kind of see that. Really awesome area. My favorite area of the night. So let's start cruising back down. We'll just skim the left side. Technically, the right side of the moon, this is a mirrored image. You can turn the light on if you want. Yeah, somehow it's picking up through the trees. I don't know how, man. I'm starting to see the shadows go over, but that's okay. I'm gonna reposition my telescope out there and try to video with the polarizer and stuff, and I want to see if it works for the moon real good. So. No, I decided to do the polarizer because you can change how much light it lets in. Alright, well, there we go. And that's the moon at 60% illumination. October 6th, 2019. This is just kind of a continuation where I'm saying I was going to show my polarizer. So, let me kind of zoom out. I mean, it definitely doesn't have as much brightness to it. It does take that away, at least it does make it a little bit easier on the eyes. I think it's primarily, though, going to be for when you're looking through the eyepiece, you know. You're looking at Jupiter, or you're looking at something that's typically super bright, right? Cool. Got a helicopter or something flying over right now. Yeah, it's a helicopter. That's cool. Yeah. So I'm not unhappy with what the polarizer does. I do have it pretty dark right now. I couldn't tell you exactly, but if I had to guess, this is probably like 25%. I don't know, man. I've tried messing with it and stuff before I videoed, and this is really the best I can get it. So I might have to buy a moon filter. I'm really wanting to bring out the colors and stuff. But you can see these two C's here, how dark the one on the south is compared to the one on the north. So that's cool. So there's a little bit of a comparison. Let's see what happens when we zoom in. But let's find something to zoom in on. Well, let's just go on this line. Yeah, that doesn't look good. So I might need to invest in a quality moon filter. If anyone's got some suggestions, I mean, I've been using Celestron for everything. That's horrible. I'm zooming out. If anyone's got suggestions, you know, on a good moon filter, mine's a 1.25 inch. You know, drop me a comment or something. I'd like some personal suggestions for people who view the moon. So this isn't. I'm gonna probably just continue filming without all of the without the polarizer. So there's that, about 3 minutes, just to show you what the polarizer does on the moon with my phone. Thanks for watching.